guys, what's going on? It is March 25th, about 6:45 tonight. A little bit earlier than what I normally do. I normally do these after I get done with my paper routes, so won't be a 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. First off, I'm going to start off with one thing. This is really kind of shitty of people. Went into a thrift store today and saw Yu-Gi-Oh sitting there. I didn't expect the trading cards to be in there. Yu-Gi-Oh for the PS1, Forbidden Memories. Case is kind of worse for the wear. Just sitting on the shelf like that. Opened it up, and there it is. No game. And it was clearly stolen. It's like if you go into a thrift store to steal stuff at the already discounted price you're getting it, that's pretty weak of you. So I'm actually going to try to track down a copy of the disc for this, put it in a new case, and clean it up. They gave me the case, so that was nice of them. But anyway, that's really annoying. So this week was a pretty massive haul. First off, at that same thrift store in East Grand Forks, they were selling books for 50% off. So I got Epic Mickey, The Power of Two for $1.50. Then I got Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance, also for $1.50. And last but not least, this was in the music pile. I told them it was a game, but they said that's fine. It's a little worse for the wear, certainly needs a resurfacing, but this was 50 cents. So for $3.50, I got a case for Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories and 2 strategy guides and Power Rangers Dino Thunder for 50 cents. So I don't even know what that game is, but it was just sitting there, and I was like, for 50 cents, I'll give it a whirl. Then over to St. Joe's. They had a lot of stuff over there still, but nothing that I really wanted. Everything is reasonably priced. However, they have a massive pile of 2,600 and about 5 or 6 7,800 games. But there's obviously somebody who works there and knows what those are worth, because they're asking like $6.50 for each 2,600 game and $10 for each 7,800 game. The only good game for the 7,800 that I saw, the only really good game that I saw was Frogger. I know the 7,800 version is fairly faithful to the arcade version, so yeah, that was the only good one. Over there, I had one pickup for 75 cents. It just came in today, apparently. Twisted Metal 4 needs the manual, and I'll probably complete the artwork too, because this has got some water damage on it. But yeah, that was it over there. Then it was on to Goodwill, and this is one of my favorite games. And I'm looking at my shelf here. I do not have Part 1. I believe I have Part 2 and Part 3 for the Xbox, but I don't have Part 1 for either the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox, and that is Midway Arcade Treasures. This was $5. They have a big stack of games over there right now for, they're $5 a piece always at Goodwill, but they have a big stack of games in the case. A couple of them I noticed, the Medal of Honor European Assault, I think, and Medal of Honor Frontline were both sealed and brand new. They also have a PS2 in the case, but they're asking $80 for it, and I know that GameStop is taking them again, but GameStop is only giving 25 in trade. I think it's 25 in trade for just the console, and 30 with the cables. Apparently they don't even check to see if it works, so take that as you will. If you got a broken PS2 lying around, it's worth 25 in trade at GameStop. All right. Then it was on to Salvation Army, and had a pretty massive score there. Lots of stuff over there. We're going to start off with what I can't believe this stuff was traded in at all. First up, or not traded in, sorry, donated. And like I said, they must shift stock around from one Salvation Army to the other, because this was definitely not there. Had it been there before, I would have jumped all over it. All these games are in terrific shape, by the way. These are $5 a piece. I don't mind paying $5 for it. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. Fantastic game. Crash Bandicoot 2, the Cortex. Is it the Cortex? Yeah, Cortex Strikes Back. This one, my sister sunk probably hundreds of hours into. She absolutely loved this game. I did too. And that is Spyro Ripto's Rage. And then last but not least for the PlayStation 1, I was amazed to see this there. Not particularly valuable, but I really, really don't see this out in the wild too often. I know I've never seen one at Rock 30, and I've first time I've ever stumbled across it at any thrift stores or anything like that, and that is Jammer Lammy. That's pseudo sequel to Parappa the Rappa, and yeah, I'm glad to get all those. Up next, a copy of Need for Speed Pro Street for $5. Platinum Hits version, obviously, but it is complete in box. I checked everything out before I bought it. It was all in great shape. And this one proves to me that they do shift stock around from store to store at some point, because this was definitely not there. The price tag says New Year's Eve 2014, and that is Portal Runner. It's sort of a middle-of-the-road third-person action game from 3DO, and we all know about the troubles they had. This was a very bizarre game. It's not a good game, but I enjoyed playing it. I get where they were trying to go. They just didn't. They did not. As with many 3DO games, they did not. The thought was there. The execution was not. It's a pretty rough around the edges game, but I actually enjoyed this. This is another one of those ones from way back when that I used to rent all the time. Then a couple of good games for the PS2. Neither of them particularly valuable, but both are complete and in box. And like I said, everything is in fantastic shape. So whoever donated these certainly took good care of their games. That is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This is the only Metal Gear, I take that back. This is the one of 2 Metal Gears for consoles that I haven't finished. Metal Gear 1, I played the hell out of. Metal Gear 2, I played the hell out of. I played through quite a bit of Revengeance. I played through the Ground Zeroes quite a bit. 3 and 4 are the only ones that I didn't sink a significant amount of time into. Then last but not least from Goodwill, this is a fantastic game, and it is 100% complete. It has the Bully comic. Obviously, it's Bully for the PS2. It has the guide, the map, and map/poster, and it is in fantastic shape. This is a really good game. I wish Rockstar would revisit this at some point. Maybe they'll surprise us and have 2 announcements at E3 this year and say, hey, we've got a new Red Dead coming for you, and we've got a new Bully game coming for you. Then it was over to Rock 30. This one was late last week, sitting on the shelf. I know this isn't particularly rare or valuable, but I absolutely love this game. It was $9, and that is the sequel to Brave Fencer Musashi, and that is Samurai Legend Musashi. One of my favorite games on the PS2. Gorgeous cel-shaded graphics, and as I've said before, if the game strives to be cartoony in a good way, like Cell Damage, Samurai Legend Musashi, where they stick to that cel-shaded look, the game tends to hold up in terms of looks a lot better. Like, look at Wind Waker. The original Wind Waker is still gorgeous. Even side by side with the HD version is still a gorgeous, gorgeous game. Especially if you were fortunate enough to have one of those. If you were fortunate enough to track down a GameCube progressive scan. The GameCube component cable. I know they're really expensive, but if you were able to track one of those down, good for you, because that Wind Waker looks amazing in even in 480p, the original one. Then Target had a blowout, and right now I will say this: if you are at all interested in Wolfenstein and you have an Xbox One or a PS4 or even a 360. They have a ton of Wolfensteins out there right now, and I think they're selling. They were $14.98, and I think they're 15% or 50% off now. So they'd be $7.96, something like that. What is that? That's wrong. That would be sorry, it'd be $7.99. Yeah, 50% off would be $7.99. What am I thinking? But yeah, these were all 50% off. And first up, Mortal Kombat, the complete edition for the PS3 with the version with Freddy Krueger. Obviously, I wouldn't have picked it up if I already had it. I have one of those Hori fight pads, so I'm really excited to actually throw this in and play it. I've never ever played it. This one I'm glad to get as well. Jak and Daxter HD collection. This was $9.99, so that's pretty cool. And then last but not least, this sort of goes back to Midway Arcade Treasures. Here is Midway Arcade Origins. This was, what was this one? It was $17.99, so, you know, $8.99. I don't know why it was $17.99, but all three of those games. Then it was over to it's not called Dakota Boys Ranch, I guess, anymore. It's Another Chance thrift store, and this is actually a really good bargain, even at a thrift store. Clearly, it was a donation from a store, overstock from a store, whatever. I'm told that Target donates to them quite a bit, so I'm assuming this was overstock from Target. But this is a 16 gig memory card for the Vita, which will also work in my PS TV for 20 bucks. That's actually a really good price on those. They tend to be really expensive. Also at Another Chance was Enter the Matrix. It was 4 bucks, so I spent $24 there. Got a memory card and a game that I don't have. I played The Path of Neo, but I've never actually played Enter the Matrix. I don't know. I know they were both fairly middle of the road games, but I'm told that that this is the better of the two. I'm glad to get it. And actually, I didn't even look. Wow, that's pretty cool. In the sleeve there, since Atari published this, or in the manual, there's 3 Atari stickers, so that's pretty cool. The cool thing, I did see this though when I opened it up. This game was purchased used at the GameStop on 32nd Avenue South here in Grand Forks. See if the camera picks that up. On May 9th, 2006 at about 7:15 p.m. So that's pretty cool. The receipt's still in there. This gives you an idea of how far back it goes. It says, we buy and sell used games and DVDs. I don't think GameStop takes DVDs or Blu-rays in anymore, but that's funny. Yeah, the receipt's there. The Atari stickers are there. Case is a little worse for the wear, but the artwork, disc, and manuals are all in great shape. Oh, I missed one from Target for $2.98. This was a pretty awesome pickup for $2.98. Gran Turismo for the PSP. This is really the only real-world racing game I like. I've never really played much of Forza, but I don't think even those are as in-depth as the Gran Turismo series. Over to GameStop, and I had some power-up rewards built up, so I decided to use those. This had been sitting there for 3 weeks. This is the PvP versus Fighting Pad 6-button controller for the Xbox 360, and it is the Marvel version, complete in box. Box is a little worse for the wear, but the controller is in great shape. Stick is really clicky. You can even hear it. Stick is really clicky. Buttons are really good. Really good tactile feedback on those. Then, Amazon pre-order pickup. And that is Mario Party 10, the Amiibo edition with Mario. I know there's a Toad version, and I think there was a gold version for Walmart, which nearly broke the internet. Then I've got 2 more pickups. One of the last pickups I got, and I'm really glad to get it, is the Skylanders Spyro's Adventure 4 gig Xbox 360. It is complete in box. It's been opened and checked out, and that's about it. This is I've got it right here. I'm going to hook it up once I get the 500 gig hard drive for this. But this is the white slim in gloss white, and as you can see, it's still got the over here. It's still got the warning sticker, and it still had the peel on there. It is going to replace my Final Fantasy 360, which will probably go up for sale. So if anybody wants it's a fat one, Final Fantasy 360. That means it has a 250 gig hard drive with a Final Fantasy nameplate. It will be complete with an AV cable, hard drive, power adapter, and the wireless end adapter. So I'll take all offers on that. I'm probably going to hold firm because I see the Final Fantasy edition, just the console itself, sells for about 175. I'm probably, with that wireless end adapter, going to hold firm at 175. I'll throw in a controller. It won't be the Final Fantasy one. That one was not included when I bought it. But yeah, this guy's been, this white Spyro edition has been basically untouched. Everything else is in there. So the Spyro game was there with all the figures. The controller's been untouched. The power brick still has the original wrap that comes around it to hold the cord in place. So yeah, once I get the 500 gig hard drive and transfer all the saves over from that one to this one, this will be my new Office 360. I might even hang on to that 360 and trade it in with this PS3 I have for a backwards compatible PS3. That way I'll have fewer consoles to have hooked up over here. And then, yep, last but not least, I know this came out here in the United States digitally, available for download on both PlayStation and PS4. However, I'm not some conspiracy theorist weirdo or anything like that. I do not trust the online nature of those consoles. So I don't want to sign into a game and it tells me, like if the internet was down for some reason, which is very rare around here. Mid-Continent does a fantastic job. But it's very, very rare around here that we lose internet service. But if I did, and I bought a game digitally, would it not allow me to sign in, even though it's on my hard drive, and say, no, you can't play it? So I always like to track down a physical copy. As such, I imported this from a seller in... there were two sellers. One was in Newcastle, and I can't remember where the other one was. I didn't go with the Newcastle one because this guy had the Zombie Army trilogy for the PS4. Obviously, it's got the European thing on there. And yes, the European version plays just fine. The PS4 and Xbox One are region-free, so you can basically play any import game you would like. So it was free shipping all the way from the UK, and it was $55 American, about 33 of the Great British Pound. And then this pre-order edition came with a pretty fantastic comic book about Zombie Army Trilogy. If you guys don't know, this is made by Rebellion, the guys who make the Sniper Elite series, and Sniper Elite 3 is one of my favorite games that has come out on the PS4, Xbox One. It's an amazing over-the-top shooter with that X-ray cam, third-person shooter with that X-ray cam. When I got my 3-for-1 trophy, where you get triple shot, where you take out 3 enemies in one shot, I hit one guy in the kidney, one guy in the lungs, and one guy in the testicle. And it zooms in on all that and exposes it all. So it's sort of tongue-in-cheek. Rebellion does not make the most polished games in terms of looks and whatnot, but they make really, really fun games. Rebellion is in that class with me like Deep Silver. It might not be perfect, but holy shit, do they make fun games. So yeah, this was a pretty massive haul this week. I got some stuff coming up for next week. Had a pretty amazing last second score on eBay. I didn't even have to snipe it. When I say last second, I put in a bid with like 15 minutes left to go on my way to work and ended up winning the auction. So yeah, I've got a couple of things coming from eBay. Purchased some things from a fellow YouTuber, A Crosby 1099. I believe he's out of, I can't remember where he's out of. I think it's Arizona. I don't think he has a problem with me mentioning that because it's all over his YouTube channel. He's a pretty good, I shouldn't even say pretty good, he's one of the best hunters on YouTube, without a doubt. He does an amazing job. Doesn't pull any punches. You're not going to get any smoke and mirrors from that guy. He's going to tell you how the fuck it is, and that's, if you don't like his channel, walk away. If you don't like my channel, walk away. That said, I've got a pickup coming from him, couple of eBay pickups, and that should take me right into Easter, and I probably won't do anything that week. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. I see I picked up a couple of more subscribers, pushing towards 50 now. So yeah, if recommend my channel to your friends, thumbs up, comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.